and Bruce Hart, making a return to the ring from injury, wasn't going to put up with Goldie Rogers' delaying tactics. He went out right away when after Goldie Rogers said, "You want to take a long time to change into your wrestling togs? To heck with you, buddy." So it is Bruce Hart, 213 out of Calgary, and he's in there against Goldie Rogers, the 223-pounder, Hollywood, California. We are just underway. This bout one fall, 20 minutes. The referee, Jurgen Herman, and Goldie Rogers has K.Y. Wakamatsu and the Weasel at ringside. Bruce Hart has to keep an eye out for those two.
Certainly he does. Bruce didn't even allow Goldie Rogers to go through his traditional pre-bout undressing ceremony where it takes him 5 minutes to take his glasses off and remove his jacket. Bruce went right after him before the bell with a vengeance, and obviously Weasel is worried, and K.Y. Wakamatsu is concerned as well.
Well, that was an amazing ovation that we heard for Bruce Hart when Pete Montana made the introduction in the ring. Pete, you looked a bit taken aback when the crowd was on their feet screaming and shouting that they were so happy to see Bruce Hart back.
You know, I know that Bruce Hart and all the Harts are very, very much loved in Calgary, but I was very surprised, and these people never cease to amaze me, coming up with a great ovation. And let's face it, Bruce needed it. Coming back off an injury, really had to have that ovation, and boy, it showed. I mean, he is hungry.
He is hungry, and at ringside, Gamma has a hold of the house mic, and he's taunting Bruce Hart.
Gamma has no business being at ringside. He's not a manager, and this isn't his match. And obviously, his presence has distracted Bruce. It's allowed Goldie Rogers finally to gain the upper hand. But Gamma has absolutely no business being around here.
You are right there. Gamma seems to want to get into the action with Bruce Hart. Goldie Rogers should be disqualified because Gamma has no right to be there. Obviously, he is concerned about the bout next week with his title on the line against Bruce Hart. And the fans are screaming, "We want a ref."
You know, I'll tell you, Bruce Hart gets distracted for just a moment. It's so easy to do when Gamma's ringside because all Bruce Hart has in his mind is he wants the great Gamma. Gets distracted for a minute, and now it's 2-on-1, and really, what chance does he have?
Well, Gamma was choking Bruce Hart. He had his T-shirt around the neck of Bruce, and Bruce is badly shaken up. Goldie Rogers now laying the lumber on.
Well, certainly turned the tide of this battle. Bruce has his hands full, not only with his opponent Goldie Rogers, but two managers, Weasel and Wakamatsu, and the great Gamma, who's interfered in the bout twice already. And it's quite obvious that Gamma is trying to scare or possibly injure Bruce Hart before their upcoming title match next week for Gamma's Commonwealth Championship.
Gamma, as you have heard, has no right being at ringside. Look at this. He drives an elbow into the throat area of Bruce Hart, and the referee, Jurgen Herman, is distracted on the other side of the ring by Goldie Rogers.
I'll tell you what, not only is the great Gamma after Bruce Hart, but he's over here yapping at Ross, for heaven's sakes. I mean, the guy just never quits. Poor Bruce is really, I mean, the thing he's got to worry about is the match with great Gamma, and now he's stuck in a situation where he really could use some help, but I'll tell you, never count a Hart out.
Bruce Hart has a lot of courage. He is getting worked over by Goldie Rogers after Bruce was weakened by the great Gamma, who has no business. Look at this, it's a turnaround, and Goldie Rogers goes into the corner, a big clothesline. Bruce Hart beginning to show what he's made of.
Well, Bruce amazingly has made a comeback, and it looks like he's going for his patented clothesline, one of the best in wrestling today, and he scored a 3-count with it.
The flying clothesline, it works. The flying clothesline winds up. Bruce Hart wins the bout despite all odds, despite Gamma, despite Wakamatsu.